Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and we're knotted up 2-2 going back to Golden State. Super excited for this game. It's been a pretty good series so far, and hoping for another good game here for Game 5. Really quick, though, I just want to say really appreciate everyone that reached out to me, whether it was on YouTube or on Twitter. It means a lot, guys, really, more than you know. So made my day for sure. Thanks a lot for everyone that reached out. But yeah, let's talk about Game 5. I guess really quick, though, we can go over my lineup here from Game 4. So I went to Marcus Smart in the captain with Tatum, Steph, Jaylen Brown, kind of a stars and scrubs build. I guess I fell into the Otto Porter trap. I thought he would play at least over 20 minutes since he was starting. He actually played a little bit less. Iguodala, I was kind of banking on. So my thoughts were, I was wrong in this, but my thoughts were, with the Golden State lineup change, I thought they were just going to try to play small ball majority of the game, and that maybe Looney was only going to play the backup 5 to Draymond, and that he wouldn't play a ton, so maybe that could mean minutes for Iguodala. Whiffed on that one, right? It was more minutes for Looney off the bench, less for Porter, and a DNP for Iguodala. Yeah, so that was it for the look back there. Again, guys, if you are interested in more in-depth content, you can check out my Patreon link down below. And the sponsor of this video, guys, is Prize Picks. You can use the code DKDFS for a 100% match up to $100. Check it out, linked down below. But all right, let's talk about Game 5 here. So Vegas odds, let's see, let's refresh this. Where are we at right now? I would guess it's pretty even, probably. Yeah, a Golden State favorite by 3.5, okay. With a 212 over under. So we'll start off with Boston, who ran an 8-man rotation last game, but 6 guys played a majority of the game. So you have Tatum at 11K, Brown at 10K. I still think, Tatum's a little bit safer to get to than Jaylen Brown. Both expect to play 40 or so minutes. Tatum probably play a little bit more. Again, I just think the floor is a little bit lower on Brown, but still like both the main Celtics guys here at the top. I just think I have a small lean to Tatum if I had to pick between the two. And then the mid-range options, we have Smart at 8.2, Horford at 7K. So a little bit of a gap there. Rob Williams' price coming up as well. I still like Marcus Smart, though, right? Because if he stays out of foul trouble, he's going to play big minutes. We saw that last couple games, 39 and 40 minutes. So I think Smart is looking pretty good in the mid-range. Back-to-back good games back-to-back good games might raise his ownership a bit, but still some interest there in Smart. Now, with the emergence of Robert Williams, you've seen Horford play a little bit less, 30 and 28 minutes. That is a little bit concerning for Al Horford. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to happen again, right? Rob Williams has been banged up a majority of the playoffs. He kind of tweaked his knee, so who knows? Maybe Rob Williams doesn't look 100% out there, and they give a lot more minutes to Horford. But right now, I think Horford's just more of a secondary option for me. But if Rob Williams was for some reason to miss this game, then obviously Horford would look great. And then, yeah, Rob Williams, they have him listed as questionable. I would assume he plays. He's looked very good out there. His minutes been ticking up, 26 and then 31. So he's still a risky play, though, because I still think there's a chance, he could aggravate that injury and maybe play limited minutes. But the ceiling is clearly there for Rob Williams. And if you think he plays around 30 minutes again, he is definitely underpriced. And then Derek White was that 6th guy who played a good chunk, played 36 minutes. It just matched up well against Golden State, more small ball team. So I think he's a fair play. I do think Rob Williams now probably gets more ownership than Derek White since they're similar price points. And again, Rob Williams has been playing a lot more recently. The two others in the rotation were Grant Williams and Peyton Pritchard. You saw 13 minutes of Grant Williams. Once again, though, he was in foul trouble. He's been in foul trouble a lot. And then Peyton Pritchard played 10 minutes off the bench. So they're both playable, but not going to feel good about either. I do think maybe without foul trouble, Grant Williams could play over 20 minutes in this game, but really a guy that is not super productive when he's on the court. All right, and then Golden State. So again, I got Steve Kerr last slate with that starting lineup change. But let's first start at the top. So Steph Curry, 11-4. I mean, yeah, it's expensive, but it's Steph Curry. And he's probably going to play about 40 or so minutes in this game. He's looked very, very good all finals long. So I like Steph. I don't think that's a contrarian take at all. The mid-range, I think, is the key to getting this slate right here. Mid-range and in the Golden State value. So We have Wiggins at 7'6", Clay at 7'4", Draymond at 6'6", Looney at 6'2". So let's first start with Looney, who I've been off, majority of the NBA Finals, but he played 28 minutes last game, and Steve Kerr did say that after Game 4 he should have played Kevon Looney, or after Game 3 he should have played Kevon Looney more. So we'll see what they do with the starting lineup, but we saw even coming out the bench, he can get a good chunk of minutes. Now, I still think his minutes can fluctuate. I still think, if the small ball lineup's doing well, they could limit Looney's minutes. So it's still a risk, but it was good to see those minutes tick up last game, even coming off the bench. Draymond Green at 6'6", just a guy that is going to contribute in a lot of different ways. Good defender, probably sees, mid-30s minutes. Probably not as high of a ceiling as guys like Clay or even Wiggins, but if he stays out of foul trouble, he's going to play a big part for Golden State in Game 5. Clay at 7'4", back-to-back decent shooting games for him, 7 of 17 now last couple games. So we know that ceiling is there with Klay Thompson. Definitely intrigued by him. And then Wiggins, he played huge minutes, played 43 minutes, arguably been Golden State's second best player in the playoffs. I think he's totally fine, right? If he's going to continue to play around 40 minutes, then Wiggins does look pretty good there in the mid-range. So I think, the mid-range is, like I said, key to getting the slate right for Golden State. You're going to have to make some tough calls. Value-wise, we have Jordan Poole, 5'8". Just more of a tournament play for me. The price, has been hovering around 6K, high fives. If they do fall behind, he could play a little bit more. If they're playing from ahead like last game, he put a little bit less. So Poole is someone I'm always intrigued by for tournaments. And then Otto Porter, price went up a little bit and saw his minutes go down. That was a little bit concerning. I still think there's a chance he plays, 20, 25 minutes. Again, we'll see what they do with the starting lineup. Gary Payton, minutes been ticking down as well. Only played 10 minutes last game. Again, he's a good defender, but I think we should expect probably, low teens minutes for Gary Payton, which makes him fine. Again, decent point per minute guy. Iguodala's been a DNP basically the last couple games. And then Bjelica once again saw a little bit of run, which did surprise me, but he's 1.4K. So if he's going to continue to play, anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes off the bench, yeah, you can consider him. The tricky part here is, again, the value is not looking that great, but obviously you have a lot of guys you want to get to at the top. So maybe your safer bet is to go a little bit more of a balanced build and not deal with the value. But then again, you're probably going to have to fade at least one of the guys at the top. So you're going to have to make some tough calls for tomorrow. But I hope this video helps, guys, if you are playing the Showdown. Again, 250K up top. Still a good chunk of money to be won. But yeah, that'll wrap it up, guys. Again, if you do enjoy, just make sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. But other than that, guys, I'll be back in Game 6, so I'll see you all then.